Let us recall some activities in our routine life, like opening a drawer of a table, taking off the cap from a pen, dribbling a basketball or a volleyball, moving a shopping cart. What do you think is common in all these activities? Yes, in all these activities, a force is applied to move or to stop a body. However, the force applied is of different types. Now let us analyze these activities in detail. In the first action, we have to pull the drawer of the table and push it back. In second case, we have to pull the cap of the pen to open it. Third, we have to push the ball to the ground to strike it. We have to push the shopping cart to move it. Did you notice that either push or pull is involved in all these activities? Therefore, we can say that force is a push or pull that occurs due to interaction of two bodies. Now let's...
Good morning, students. So we are here to do a physics chapter today, that is force and pressure. Hope everyone are clear with the introduction of a force. Okay, so I'm going to start with the definition of force now. Okay, so what is force? So when the question comes, what is force, your answer has to be any push or pull experienced by an object. Okay, any push, either you need to push an object or else you need to pull an object. Okay, so that pushing or pulling experienced by an object, that is termed as force. Okay, what is force? Any push or pull experienced by an object is called as force. Okay, so now this force is divided into two different types. One is equal force and the other one is unequal force. Okay, one is equal and the other one is unequal. So better example for equal force is tug of war. Have you seen tug of war? It is a game where a rope is tied and towards the other side there are equal number of people and towards the left side also there are equal number of people. When they pull each other, the equal force is applied, right? So from the left hand side and from the right hand side, equal force is applied. So that is a better example for equal force. Okay, so here second type is unequal force. In unequal force, what happens? See, I have given an example. Ball thrown by small kid and his father. Take an example, a small kid is standing and his father is standing very side by side. Okay, now a small kid is throwing the ball. That ball will move to a certain height. Why? Because that kid is small. Okay, now here father, you can consider a father, his father, what he does, he throws that ball in a high pressure so that ball moves to very high. But this kid throwed ball, it reached to a certain height. So you can find the force of that kid as well as that father, right? The ball thrown by that kid goes to only certain height and ball thrown by his father go to very high extent. Okay, so that is the unequal force. So force of a kid is less than force of father. Okay, so this is a difference between equal force and unequal force. Based on contact, force is classified into two different types. Okay, based on contact, force is classified into two different types. One is a contact force and the other one is non-contact force. Okay, so under contact force we have two different forces, that is muscular force and frictional force. Okay, under contact force we have still two difference, that is muscular force as well as frictional force. Next one is non-contact force. Under non-contact force you have three different varieties. One is magnetic force and the other one is electrostatic force and the third one is gravitational force. Okay, so these are the forces which are classified based on the contacts. Okay, so main thing is contact force and non-contact force, and below that we have several different varieties of forces. Now we shall see the explanation of each of these forces. These are the varieties of contact force which I have explained before. Now we shall see what is the explanation, what is the definition of muscular force. Okay, muscular force, like muscles. Okay, so what it tells is the force resulting on action of muscles. Okay, the force resulting on action of muscles, where to apply force here which is necessary, muscles is necessary. So whichever the force muscles is necessary, then that particular force is termed as muscular force. Okay, so what is muscular force? The force resulting on action of muscles, that is called muscular force. Okay, so next is frictional force. Frictional force means what? Force responsible for changing the state of motion of object. Changing the state of motion means what? Now see, this is a duster I have kept here. Okay, this is in the position of rest now. Okay, it is stopping here. It is just in a position of rest. Now, if I start moving this, okay, it has been changed its position, right? Before it was here. Now it changed its position to here. So it was in a rest, and what I made it to move. So it is changing its state of motion. Okay, so such type of motion is called frictional force. Such type of force is called frictional force. So what is frictional force? The force responsible for changing the state of motion. Changing the state of motion is called frictional force. Now we shall see the varieties of non-contact forces. Okay, so what are the different varieties of non-contact forces we can see? One is magnetic force, then the other one is electrostatic force, as well as gravitational force. Okay, so first we shall see what is magnetic force. So magnetic force means the force exerted by the magnets. As the name itself suggests, magnetic means force exerted by the magnets. Okay, so force exerted by the magnets, that particular force is called magnetic force. Okay, so the next type of non-contact force, that is electrostatic force. Okay, so electrostatic force means here force applied by charged body on another charged body. Okay, so here I have drawn, this is a plus charged body and this is a minus charged body. So what this plus charged body will does, this applies force on this minus charged body. Meanwhile, what this does, whether it sits simply, no, what it does, it also applies its force back towards the plus charge. Okay, so force applied by a charged body on another charge. This is also charged, this is also charged. Okay, this plus charge is applying force on negative charge is applying force on positive charge. So this type of a force interaction between positive and negative is known as electrostatic force. Is it clear? What is electrostatic force? Force applied by charged body on another charged body is called electrostatic force. Now the other type is gravitational force. So gravitational force means all objects on universe exert force towards the ground. Okay, all objects on universe, whatever the objects you can see on the earth, what it does, it exerts the force towards the ground. Okay, so this is a chalk piece, can you see? Now if I throw up, it has to fall down. So why it falls down? Because of the gravitational force. Okay, so now we are standing, this board, this stand is standing here. Why it is standing? Because of the gravitational force. Okay, so there is a force exerted on all the creatures which is on the universe. That force exerts towards the ground. That particular force is called gravitational force.
All. We have studied about force and its effects in the previous section. Let us learn today about pressure. When you hammer an iron nail, you apply force on the flat side of the nail. The pointed side of the nail, which is in the contact with the wall, then applies force on the wall and tries to pierce it. Now tell me, what will happen if you hammer the pointed side and try to pierce the flat side of the nail? You will find it difficult to push the flat face of the nail through the wall, even though if you apply more force than you did in the first case. What is the reason for this? The reason is that pressure applied by the tip of the nail on the wall is more than that of the pressure applied by the flat surface. But why? First, notice that the area of the tip of the nail is very less as compared to the area of its flat surface. This tells us that the area of the surface on which the force is applied matters. We will understand in detail, but first understand what is pressure. Pressure is the force acting on.
Yes, so hope you are clear with the introduction part of pressure. Now we shall directly go on to the explanation or the definition of pressure. Okay, so this is the last part. Be attentive and just take it down also. Okay, so what is pressure? So when question comes as what is pressure, so answer is the force acting on a unit area of a surface. Okay, so just consider this blackboard is a unit area. Okay, it is certain area of a surface and the force is only applied on this area. Okay, so force is applied only on this area, then that becomes a pressure. Okay, under certain area limitation, if you are exerting the force, then that particular term mentioned, it is pressure. Okay, so there is a formula also given for the pressure, that is pressure is equal to force by area, wherein pressure is represented as capital letter P, which is equal to force is represented as F and area is represented as A. So this is formula of pressure, that is P is equal to F by A, where F stands for force and A stands for area. Okay, so this formula is very important, students. Okay, now the other type of pressure which we experience in our day-to-day life, that is atmospheric pressure. What is it? Atmospheric pressure. So what is this atmospheric pressure? The pressure exerted by air in atmosphere is called atmospheric pressure. Very easy, na? So the pressure exerted by air. In atmosphere we find lot many air, right? Different varieties of air we will find it. So the pressure exerted by these air, okay, the pressure exerted by these air where in the atmosphere, okay, where the pressure is exerted on the air in the atmosphere. So the pressure exerted by air in the atmosphere is called as atmospheric pressure. I repeat, what is atmospheric pressure? The pressure exerted by air in the atmosphere is called atmospheric pressure. So here ends our chapter, force and pressure.